It is a self-evident experience that throughout our life, as we pass from day to day, month to month, year to year, decade to decade, a reoccurring question comes to us each individually. Why am I here? What is the purpose? What am I trying to achieve? Where am I going? What happens after death? We are all the time rushing here and there to fulfill our worldly obligations. It's a fact. And there are precedents, there are things that demand our attention. But these reoccurring questions, they do just that. They come back, they come back, they come back. Now it's another thing that we may get too busy to give any real time or depth to these questions. But we all have them. So the question is, does anybody know the answers? We see a lot of cults and sects and religions springing up like mushrooms around the world. We see people saying, I know, I know, I know, listen to me, listen to me. It's a problem. Sometimes it's like I'm too frightened to get into the water because I'm not sure. So a great sage once said about India. This personality said, no other country in the world has produced so many brilliant men and women who through thousands of years have sought to understand the nature of their inner self. And the most wonderful, amazing things happen. That if you take an overview of what they offer to the world, you will find there's a wonderful commonality. There's a heart. And that heart wells up from the great writings of India known as the Vedas, the Bhagavad Gita, the Srimad Bhagavatam, the Ramayana, the Mahabharata, these extraordinary writings. And about them, about the Vedas, there is a verse, Niha Shvasitta Masya Vedaha. This verse says the Vedas are the breath of the eternal. Has that book been sitting around forever? Not like that. You see, there are two types of knowledge. One is called Paradharma, which is the knowledge of the self. It is eternal. That's why the word para is there. It's for all climes, for all times, for all cultures, for all gender. There is no discrimination. It's not for you. No. This knowledge is for everybody. That is Paradharma, eternal knowledge. Sanatana Dharma is another word. Then you get Paradharma. In Sanskrit, when you add the word in front of a word, it means the opposite. Paradharma. This is a knowledge that changes. It changes by culture to culture to culture. It changes from body to body, from gender to gender. It's mercurial. It changes. Paradharma. How does it remain in front of you and I? Because there are two types of people that speak this Paradharma. One is like you and I. We hear the great yogis, the rishis, the munis, the sages, the Mahapurush, the guru, the wise men and women. We hear them and we are inspired. And we follow in their footsteps. Teach me who want to know. And you become realized. You then be called, you are called a Sadhak Siddh Mahapurush. You are realized. And once you realize this knowledge of the self, then you speak Paradharma. The second category is known as the Nitya Siddh Mahapurush. This is a class of soul who are never bound by the wheel of birth and death, never bound by this energy called Maya Shakti. They come especially on this earth to teach paradharma. And whether you become enlightened or you come to teach, you'll refer to the Vedas, and this is why they are called the breath of the eternal, because the knowledge never changes. So these great personalities, Yogananda Paramahansa, Ramakrishna Paramahansa, Shankaracharya, Jagadguru Sri Kripalaji Maharaj, countless people, they take their inspiration from the Vedas. And from the Vedas, you get the term yoga.